It's 9 in the morning. We're going to do our first activity of the day as a quality engineer. That's going to be the stand-up meeting. The purpose of the stand-up meeting is for everyone doing work on the team to talk about what they did yesterday, what they're doing today, and if they have any problems. Generally speaking, at this meeting, the only people that are going to be talking are going to be the ones executing work. Managers, product owners, other individuals that are definitely responsible for the work but not directly executing it are going to be mostly silent at this meeting to allow these discussions to occur. They're going to be listening because what's going to happen is there's going to be an issue, there's going to be a question, and they're going to take that and take it into a breakout session to talk about it in more detail. But the real point of the stand-up is as quickly as possible, let's just go around the room or virtual room and figure out what's going on. And this particular team, we're starting with our lead developer. And he's going to give a status like, yesterday I was working on this Okta stuff. Today I'm still working on the Okta stuff, and I probably need at least another day. What is Okta? Well, the Okta work is to allow us to use single sign-on from our corporate portal, which in this case is Microsoft, to be able to log into our application. So any of our users with a company email address can log into our application. Next up is us. We're the quality engineer. And in our case, we're supposed to be writing test automation for this new flow involving proof of delivery, where a package of ours is out for delivering, it gets delivered and someone signs for it, but then the end user wants to be able to look on their invoices and see the signature from our website. We're not exactly sure how to make this work because it involves a third-party system. So when we give our status, we're going to say something like, I'm working on running the test automation for proof of delivery using our current tool suite. However, I'm running into an issue where I'm not sure how to go about having the purchase order, which is the third-party system, send itself back into our system. In this case, the lead dev chimes in, hey, we did it in a very certain way using a mocking technology called WireMock in the lower environment. You can probably use something similar inside of the testing environment, but you're still going to have to make a service call into our product service. Let's talk more later. The next person in the lineup is Dev2. And Dev2 gives a status you don't have much to do with, but it's something involving, hey, I'm working on replacing REST template with OK HTTP to get rid of a performance bottleneck. I'm good to go. I'm not sure when I'll have it done. Maybe a demo in a couple of days. It's a lot of work. Then we wrap up. Dev1 and QE already kind of went off into a side discussion that the Scrum Master probably tried to tone it down and say take it into a breakout session. But now we're done. It's now time for the breakout discussion between the lead dev and the quality engineer. And it starts with, how on earth do I test this? So the lead dev starts drawing out what the actual architecture is and the production environment versus the dev environment where the test automation's running. In production, the user uses the web portal, which communicates with a backend known as a BFF, which stores data in a database. However, in the case where a purchase order is created, we have to reach out to a third party known as ABC that we have no control over. Hey, here's a purchase, go and deliver it. Once they've delivered it though, ABC is actually making a call into a special purchase order service we wrote that gets the information about the product and the signature image and stores it in an S3 bucket in AWS, so when the user looks up an invoice, it can pull that image out of S3. However, the vendor, we can't replicate the vendor and the dev environment, nor do we want to. When you're writing an integration for Facebook, for example, Facebook doesn't give you access to their dev environment. They have a test environment, for example, or in a lot of cases, we just mock the end user behavior. And that's what this project has done in the dev environment. And so in place of vendor ABC, they just have a mock service that just accepts any request you give it and returns okay. The problem though, that the QE is brought up, it's like, okay, well, I can have my test suite drive the UI to make a purchase order, which will hit the mock and not do anything. But the problem is, on the second part of the scenario, when I want to come and view the invoice isn't there because the mock doesn't call out to the purchase order service. So what's going to happen is the test suite is going to have to make its own call to the purchase order service to pre-populate a pretend invoice so you can see it on the screen. And so this is going to involve a fairly in-depth change to the way the test suite works. Right now, it's just driving the web UI to do stuff. But in this new test suite, for this new test case, we're actually going to have to make a REST request out to this purchase order service so that the UI has an invoice and a signature to see on it. Once we're clear on what needs to be done, us as the QE, we're comfortable now in what we have to do, we end the discussion and we go about our day.